I'm Pam Heller, AccuQuilt's cutting expert. Quilters, have you ever wondered if you could fussy cut your fabric using your Go dies? The answer is a resounding yes. Let me show you a few tips and tricks on how to fussy cut using your Go English Paper Piecing Qube. Now, for those of you not familiar with the term, fussy cutting means to cut pieces of fabric so a particular part of the printed design is centered or featured. Fussy cutting is an intermediate quilting skill, so be sure to practice a few times with your stash before you start cutting up your project fabric. Now, the first tip is to find the right kind of fabric. Make sure that it's 100% cotton. Look for fabric that has a distinct pattern, stripes, shapes, flowers, or other objects. In order to ensure the entire shape will be seen, my first trick is to cover the shape with the paper. Here's an example of this fabric. I wanted to make sure my pretty little snowflake was in the center of my hexagon. So the way I did it this way was we have a hole punched in the center. So I can take my fingers right here and find that hole and know that my snowflake now is in the center of my hexagon. All right. And you'll notice I just rough cut around the edges. I didn't make it perfect. All right, quilters. So here's what I want to do. I want to fussy cut this little flower here in the center of my fabric. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my paper over the top to make sure that it covers the entire shape. And then I'm just going to rough cut the edge here real quick. I just don't want all that fabric as I run it through the die. Okay. All right. Next, I'm going to lay this flower with my little piece over the top. And I'm going to line it up right here with my hexagon underneath. Do you see this? Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect because remember, the fussy cut shape just has to fit underneath here. Okay, bring your patience. All right, next, this is the best trick I can give you. You want to just take some painter's tape because I don't want the paper or the fabric to move, right? So now I'm going to take a little painter's tape. It's not going to hurt your die. It's not going to hurt the cutter. It's not going to hurt your mat. And I'm just going to take the whole thing and cut it just like this. All right. And then I'm going to put the mat on top. And remember, it's only going to cut where that fabric is. Okay. Give it a little love, slide, don't lift. Okay, so now I can take this off and look at this, ta-da. I have fussy cut that flower. So now I could just continue to glue baste and sew my flowers together. Isn't that cool? All right, quilters, for more tips on English paper piecing techniques, take a look at our video series and our book by our good friend, Qube Merrick. It's called English Paper Piecing Made Easy. Remember, at AccuQuilt, we help you cut time so you can quilt more.